I saw one of my favorite actors the other day, old Sir Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter, Clarice. Forgive the impression attempt there. Now, it struck a chord with me because there he was. Old, withered. I think he's 88 now or something like that. And it seemed odd to me, strange in a way, that somehow just seeing him up on the screen there felt very peculiar, mainly because I had seen him all the while since I was a little child, and now I see this person who is supposedly still Anthony Hopkins, and I guess he is the same at the heart of it. Now, wilting, withering away, winding down, the old toy knob is winding the clock, the cogs are running out of steam. Coming to the end of his life here. Well, you had seen him as a once powerful, sprightly, vibrant kind of fellow. Now they're more hobbled, they're bent over there, walking like an old guy, going down the neighborhood. Because that's precisely what they happen to be. Not only that, but for whatever reason, maybe it goes hand in hand here. The old people begin talking about mortality, death, what life actually means to them. And that gets you to wondering here, because as a young one, I say that is strange, because while the idea of dying is there, you don't really think about it too much. Maybe through religion or some kind of scientific notion, the idea is broached to you. You know, yeah, people die, great, okay, we move on with it. You give it a little head nod and you go about your day. You don't really ever consider it. And then you get a little older. When you're young, it's death and all that it's too new. You just entered into the world here, goddammit. You can't be thinking about how to exit out of it. It's kind of an irrelevant point. And then you get a bit older. As an old geezer growing up, you begin getting more and more exposed to this idea of finality, of this being the end for people. They grow, and you watch your heroes. They're out there making the films, setting records, looking cool on Instagram now, all these influencers and whoever, that'll happen to them as well. So, it is such a distant idea to you. It's like a person who lives on the other side of town. You may encounter them once in a while when you happen to be driving over there. Maybe could be a distant relative dies, or grandpa when you're young, or somebody you knew. But it's a bit removed from you every day. It's not near enough to you that it really even factors into your brain. But then as you get older, it's as if that person on the other side of town there packed up their bags, and you kind of hear the moving truck outside, and you peer out your window. You think, who the hell is moving in over there, Clarice? You think, damn, that's death. Death out in the U-Haul, packing their junk up, all the items, and moving them in right next door. Used to be you had to go driving through a seedy part of town to encounter that. Go through the city where you knew it wasn't that safe, but good thing you don't go there that often. You just get a glimpse of it now and again. But here, with them moved in next door, sheesh, I mean, you go outside, open the door, there it is, right in your face. You see him up on the screen there. Old Hopkins. Reminded me of Redford not too long ago. All these celebrities that were the peak, the heroes, withering and dying away, and it presses upon the mind, perhaps even more than your own relatives or friends, because these celebrity types, these elevated up on the pedestal variety of humans, get a little more godlike to them, we'll say. They get a lot more status. So when you see them who have been painted in a certain way your whole life start to falter, God, you think, You look out that window, there they are again, Old death looking at you. You're trying to go to sleep and hear the loud music playing. You think, who is that asshole over there? And you'll open up, oh, that's death again. He's over there having another party, celebrating someone else. Having a little too much fun, and he's inviting him to the last dance. And what that occurred to me is, it's a strange notion seeing that, witnessing that happen to many people, because superheroes are not meant to limp. They never show that in the movies. When the hero triumphs in the glory of it, they never meant to falter. And so seeing that happen in real time reminds you that maybe you don't realize it. Maybe it just sneaks up on you over time. But when you look down and see you yourself have taken on that, back kind of bent over, you got to hobble a little, takes a while. Get in the morning, you got to kind of stretch and tilt around, and one day maybe a glorious mad scientist hair that you used to have just decides to disappear, and you turn into this handsome bald fellow with a gloriously manicured beard. But, well, maybe I need to trim off a few sides of it right there. But anyway, you start to notice these sorts of things, and it's that when that disconnect collides together, when you get little reminders of where you are going to end up. And I can't help but get a little chuckle out of that. I see him, and I give a little nod, a little smile. I think, I get it now. Those old people, they mentioned this sort of thing to me years ago. And you just laugh them off. You give a little giggle. Crazy old grandpa. And now, when you face it, when you begin seeing it, you just give a little nod. Everything's going just the way it should be. And now you look down and see the youth coming up. And I can't help but smile again, knowing they, just you wait, young whippersnapper. You'll be here, if you're lucky enough. I forget that old quote, something about if you're lucky enough to grow old. But I suppose it applies here. Till next time, boys and gals. Ghostmas taking a little break. That's just a little thought on mortality here, on what it means and where we're going. And I suppose the real lesson of the day here is that you're all heading in that direction anyway, so we might as well give a little chuckle along the way. Give a little smile. Yep, here we go. We're already jumped in the roller coaster seat. We're already going down the ramp. Where we end up, who's to say? We're here for the ride. We're here for the fun of it. There remains but one voice of reason. Till next time.